Well, they're not insurmountable, but they are difficult. And the Cloud Security Alliance, for example, defines the use of cloud as reaping these benefits that we've talked about for a few minutes while gracefully relinquishing control of your security. Well, you can feel technical practitioners having an aneurysm hearing that phrase.
Right.
And they're right to do so, because there is a collaborative effort that has to go on during the planning phase between the practitioners and the data owners in order to establish how we get what's required to a different mechanism, cloud being that mechanism. But the other part, and Mike alluded to this earlier, is once, I don't care whether it's an internal organizational cloud, a shared cloud, a public cloud, once the application and the data are in that cloud, there has to be a check and balance mechanism so that you don't go back to your cloud provider and say, how's it going security-wise? And they say, just fine.
Right.
It has to actually be measurable.
Yeah,
it has to be
some
demonstrable.
Transparency, visibility into what's happening.
In the government's drive towards situational awareness, real-time situational awareness for DoD, continuous monitoring for the civilian community, you cannot achieve those by simply asking your cloud provider, how is it going?
Right.
It absolutely has to be measurable. And if your plan, your upfront plan to get to the cloud doesn't include the mechanisms by which you can independently measure your provider, epic fail.
Right. Yeah. I think, continuous monitoring comes up in our cyber shows, comes up in just about everything we're doing now. I think, we almost have a show in and of itself just to talk about definitions of continuous monitoring and how various agencies are going about doing that, because it's become such a hot topic around town and getting proactive.
It doesn't mean don't go to the cloud.
Right.
It means write some things down before you get there.
Right. Right, and get proactive, have some proactive things going on that can be monitored, so that you're sure you're trying to stop things from happening before they happen.
And the Army's approach with this in doing iterative SLAs rather than ironclad 3 years out, you don't know what's going to happen 6 months from now necessarily. It's an iterative process. I think iterative SLAs is a great first step in trying to get there.
Yeah.